in this moment. Yes, as always. Alright, what's up, everybody? Metalheads, rockers, whatever. But my peeps, how's it going, you sexy bitches and wrestling fans? Around the world, worldwide. Peter Joseph here for a Wednesday evening video. And it's Wednesday evening, and you know what that means. We got AEW Dynamite coming up at the top of the hour. Should be a pretty good show. And it's the aftermath of probably one of AEW's best pay-per-views this year, minus Revolution, which was great. But AEW Dynasty, or if you're from Australia, Dynasty, which happened this past weekend. Amazing pay-per-view with probably the match of the fucking year. Will Ocean Spray and Bryan Danielson. Yes! Ah, my neck. We had that. We have a new World Heavyweight Champion in Swerve. We're gonna hear from him tonight. And also, speaking of Swerve, Swerve will be taking on the Don Callis family member and Ring of Honor TV champion Kyle Fletcher. That should be an interesting little match. We're going to hear from the new FTW champion, Mr. Chris Jericho. A little bit of bubbly. You don't say that anymore, but, you probably had a little bit of bubbly, after that win over the man, Hook. We got that. We got new three-time AEW Tag Team Champions. That is the Corporate Bucks. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, they won the belts thanks to a guy named Jack Perry, who made his not-so-shocking return at the pay-per-view, helping the Bucks get the win. And looks like Jack Perry is now in the New Elite with the Bucks. Okada, who retained his Continental Breakfast Championship against that bastard Pac. And now Jack Perry's in the New Elite. And we got that. And I think it's tonight, actually. I think it's tonight. It might be next week. I think it's tonight or next week. Special appearance from a guy we haven't seen in a long time. That is the Cleaner, Kenny God Almighty Omega. So we're going to hear from Kenny, or at least see him maybe. Don't know what he's going to say, but he's pretty much not medically cleared to come back. But the guy that might be coming back pretty soon is a guy that can walk. And that's Adam Cole, baby! Yes! Adam Cole, baby, made another appearance at the pay-per-view, basically getting out of his wheelchair and by the grace of God Almighty Jesus Christ the Lord. Adam Cole walked to the ring without any problems. He's still not medically cleared yet, but hopefully by the summertime or by All In, we'll see him back in that goddamn ring. And, we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of the Undisputed Kingdom, Roddy retained his Intercontinental title against, sort of best friend, Kyle O'Reilly Auto Parts. We had that. We have a new TBS Women's Champion in the Resident Fun Girl, Willow Nightingale. And, well, her next opponent is a certain girl named Sasha Banks, the boss, or now known as Mercedes Moné, the CEO of AEW. Got that coming up at Double or Nothing. So tonight we're on the road to Vegas, May the 26th, ladies and gentlemen. Double or Nothing, I believe number 6. I forget what number it's up to anyway. But Double or Nothing, May the 26th. We're on the road to that. Let's see what happens with that. Let me move on with that. And speaking of women's champions, still your undefeated, undisputed AEW Women's Champion, the beautiful, the lovely, timeless Toni Storm. Darling, love me. Who makes love to her demons in hell. So, might see Toni Storm tonight and what's next for her after somehow, some way, beating Thunder Rosa. Yay! Well, you lost, but we got that. Speaking of, and she's gonna have the beautiful Mariah May at ringside and Luther. And speaking of Mariah May, her, other girlfriend, my 15th wife, well, not even 15th, not even close, my 6th wife, Mina Shirakawa, comes back to Dynamite, and she's once again facing Anna Jay. This is like the second or third match they've had in the span of like 2 weeks. But, great to see Mina. It's always great to see Mina. Now that New Japan has bought Stardom. Good job, Tanahashi-san. And, well, really, part Tanahashi, part Tony Khan. Because now, Tony Khan works with Tanahashi. And who does Tanahashi now work with? Stardom. Forbidden Door can't come any time sooner. Oh, I want to see what the women are going to be doing. Like, give me Mercedes Moné and freaking... I would say Julia, but Julia's is NXT right now. Pfft, that sucks. But give me Miyu Yamashita and fucking Mercedes Moné for the belt. Well, for the TBS title. Obviously, Mercedes is going to win at Double or Nothing, and then, we'll see. Or maybe, you have, some type of well, I was thinking some type of match with, Toni Storm, one-on-one with somebody from Stardom, or maybe New Japanish, but, not many people in New Japan, but whatever. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe there'll be a tag match with, Toni Storm, Mariah May, and Mina against 3 women from Stardom. Do something with that. As far as the men go, I have no idea. Depends what Moxley's gonna do if he holds the belt by then. Speaking of Moxley, he's gonna be defending the IWGP World Heavyweight title tonight against Powerhouse Will Hobbs. Obviously, Moxley's gonna win. Obviously. You never know, but what would you like to see Will Hobbs as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion? No, not really. But we'll see what happens tonight on Dynamite. Hey, that rhymes. But we'll move on with that. But we'll talk about that later tonight, right here on the channel. And you're watching, by the way, on the Peter Joseph channel. My name is your gracious host, the King of Extreme, the Tribal God. I have so many names, I can't even count and don't remember half of them. But it is what it is. But anyway, it is me, your Tribal God and King of Extreme, and your undefeated, undisputed King of Extreme, the Extreme Heavyweight Champion of the world, and best trainer in this fucking community, and that's a fact, Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching right here on the channel. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this channel. We're close to 600 subs again. We've been bouncing around between 3, 4, 5 away from 600. But hopefully by Memorial Day we'll get to around 600. Maybe a little bit over that. We'll see. Slow and steady. As always, slow and steady. But we'll see what happens with that. But please, it is what it is. But subscribe to my channels, all down below in the gobbledygook. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And hit that bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. And if you do, well, too bad. You missed it? You missed it. We can't go back to then, Wait, now. Everything is happening right now. I'm talking to you right now. It's happening right now. What would happen to then? We missed it. Ah, fuck! Who? When? What? Now. Can't go back to them. We missed it. good old Spaceballs. Timeless classic that will never, ever be duplicated or remade. I don't know how you can remake that with new people in it. It just won't. It doesn't feel right with new people in it. It's like Back to the Future coming back for a 4th installment. I just have, you still have Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox. They can reprise their roles, like maybe a cameo here and there, but it just doesn't feel right to have a new fucking movie. Or a remake or anything like that. No rebooting either. Fuck reboots. I mean, reboots are not great. Not even close. Remakes, some of them are good, some of them are bad. But it is what it is. I mean, Halloween's supposed to become a TV show now, from what I heard. I'll give it a chance. I mean, I gave Chucky, the TV show, a chance, and it's had 3 great seasons. It's coming out in a new episode tonight. Oh boy. Tonight, I think we see, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you watched last week's episode, I think, season 3 is going to go out with a Gilmore Color-like bang! But we'll see. We'll see. And I hope there's a season 4. I mean, what can you really do with Chucky at this point? What else can you really do with Chucky? I mean, you turn him to an old fart, and now, well, like I said, I'm not going to spoil it for people that haven't seen the first 3 seasons. Well, I kind of did spoil some of it, but whatever. But, yeah, if you haven't seen last week's episode of Chucky, please go watch it before you watch tonight's episode. Because tonight is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Smithers. Very interesting, Smithers. Got that. No, Mr. March. It's got to be interesting, Mr. March. Alright, so we got that. So that's coming up tonight. And, that's it. And hey, the Mets won today. Yay. Salvaged that 3-game series in San Fran. Had a pretty good road trip. Not bad. 6 games. They won 4. They were 4-2 on a 6-game road trip in LA and San Fran. Now they're going back home. They're pretty much going back home now. They have an off day tomorrow. They play St. Louis this weekend. Should be interesting. See what happens with that. But, yeah, the Mets, get the win today. 8-2. Lindor with a big home run. Tyrone Taylor. Somebody call Tyrone. Call him. Okay. I'm sorry I'm saying him, but it is what it is. But anyway, Tyrone Taylor with a big solo dick shot. That's home run for you dumb people at home. So the Mets, did some good shit today. 8-2. Now they're going back home for a little while. Face St. Louis this weekend. And for you Rangers! Tough game last night, but still held on to win 4-3, taking Game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Now Friday night, we're going to be going to Washington D.C. for Game number 3 and 4, and we'll see what happens Friday night on the program, and that's going to be on TBS at 7 p.m. So most of the game will be going head-to-head with SmackDown. No Rampage, as we all know. Rampage and Collision will be on a little bit late on Saturday, beginning at 8:30 live, with Collision at 8:30 to 10:30, and then from 10:30 to 11:30, Rampage, that I don't even know it's live. It's in Jacksonville, so I assume it might be live. I mean, you're going to end the show at 11:30 at night in Jacksonville, Florida. I mean, it feels like a pay-per-view, but, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, tonight is homecoming for AEW, so, because it's in home base at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. So we got that. But Rangers doing some good shit. Tough game, last night. But hopefully they, Peter Laviolette and the coaching staff, Igor, stopped being a dick from last night, but stood on his head pretty much the last 8 minutes of the game to preserve the win. And the Rangers go to Game 3 And all we need is really one game in DC, pretty much to put it away. I'd like for a sweep, but realistically, I think it's going 5, maybe 6. I'd like to finish it off in 5 myself, but at the Garden. And Game 5 will be on, I believe, Tuesday. This coming Tuesday. But we got that. Because Game 4 is on Sunday. And Game 5, I believe, is May 1st, Wednesday, I should say. Not Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know, why they have a 2-day break? I mean, because we played last night, and then going to Washington, which is like a 3 to 5 hour drive by bus. You know, you need time to prepare. Okay, tonight, coming off last night, today was a practice day, tomorrow is probably a travel day. Well, practice and travel. And then Friday morning, got practice and then the game at 7 o'clock in DC. But not DC, with DC. So, got that. And, we move on with that. Now, Justin LaBar, yeah, are you on Suicide Watch yet? I don't know. If you're on Wrestling Inc. tonight, I'm gonna give it to you twice. 2 more, you're out of here. But for the Rangers, 14 more to go to the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup, which we want so bad. Oh, I want it. It's been 30 years since the Rangers held the Cup, so. But it's been pretty much 9 years since the Rangers have been in, actually 10 years since the Rangers have been in the Stanley Cup Finals. 2014, when they lost, sadly, to the LA Kings. And, I think it was 5 games. Which sucked, because they could have won all those games. I think they won Game 3, and they lost Game 4 at the Garden, and lost Game 5 in overtime, which sucked. But they should have swept them, or at least won 5 in LA, if they didn't lose in overtime the first 2 games in LA, then lost in Game 5 in LA again. That year, which sucked. Well, they had a great team that year. Henrik Lundqvist was like a brick wall until the Stanley Cup playoffs, of course. The Stanley Cup finals, I should say, but got that. Eagle had a great, year last year. Rangers didn't go that far. I think they went to, I think the Rangers went to the Stanley Cup, the Eastern Conference Finals and lost, no, they went to the semis, I think, and they lost. But the year before that, 2022, that was the year they should have went to the fucking Cup and really had Tampa Bay on the ropes and they were up 3-0 and choked. That was sad. That was sad. I mean, I was at a couple of those games and they should have won those games. I'm like, how are you losing to this team and giving them... It made no sense. They were so red hot in that series. And just took the foot off the gas and just let Tampa Bay come back. Sad. And Tampa Bay, I think, won that year. It was Colorado or Tampa Bay. I forget who won that year. I know, last year was the Golden Knights, I believe. But anyway, we'll see who wins the Stanley Cup this year. But right now, the Rangers are doing some good shit. Can't wait till Friday night in DC. That game will be on TNT. I think it's on TNT. TNT, TBS. Whatever it is. But we got that. And then Sunday will be on... I think Sunday is on TNT. One of the days, Friday or Sunday, is going to be on TBS or TNT. And, we got that. Alright, enough about hockey and baseball. And if you're a Knicks fan, I think Game 3 is tonight in Philadelphia. Win tonight pretty much is over. But the 76ers did file a grievance with the NBA because of the really bad officiating the first 2 games. I don't even think they should have done that. Basically, Game 2 they choked, even though there was a foul. I mean, I watched the end of the game, and I was like, oh, come on, really? 8 points in the span of 20 seconds? What is this, Reggie Miller back in 1993, 94? Come on now. Even though the Knicks won that series, I think. old Reggie Miller. You all remember him? Yeah, we do. Great player, but Jordan whipped his ass. Pretty much. The good old days of, Michael Jordan and Rodman, Pippen, the great years that the Bulls had. And then you got Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce of the Celtics. That year they won. It was 2000. What year was that? 2006, 2008. They won the NBA title. Good years. Good times watching basketball because they had great players. And then the Warriors dynasty, which is pretty much is gone. It's done. Pretty much is done. I mean, Stephen Curry, or Stephon Curry, whatever you want to call him. Pretty much, I think his career is basically done. LeBron James, LeBron, or Gabron as we call him, facing off against Denver. I think Denver won the game on a last minute shot. So that series is not at 1. I think tonight's game 3. But not really caring about the NBA playoffs. I really care about the Rangers. On Friday night. That's all I care about. Win is pretty much over. But never say never, because last time the Rangers had a 3-0 lead. So I'm taking it one game at a time. So if they do sweep Washington, I'll be happy. So get some rest, and then go on to round 2. Who depends on who we face. It could be Boston, it could be Toronto, it could be Florida, Tampa Bay. Maybe depends on who else is in the playoffs. I think the Islanders are in. Not that we care, but that's the only team I actually think that's scary in the playoffs. Besides Boston, is the Islanders. But I would love to see a Eastern Conference Finals rematch between Tampa Bay and the Rangers. And the Rangers got home ice for the first 2 games. Didn't have it 2 years ago. But I would love to have the Rangers, get that revenge from 2 years ago. And win Game 7. Imagine winning Game 7 at the Garden against Tampa Bay and going to the Stanley Cup Finals. But you don't get home ice, though. Which will suck. You have the most points in the league, you have home ice through the entire playoffs, but then you lose it in the Stanley Cup Finals, which makes no sense to me. It should be the President's Cup winner, team with the most points, gets home ice through every fucking round they're in. Through every round. First round, second round, third round, and the Stanley Cup Finals, unless they get knocked out. Then it goes by, I don't know where it goes by, but whatever. But we move on. Alright, 23 minutes I talked about hockey and shit. We had to. It's my show. I can do whatever I want. You don't like it? Tough. Go watch something else. And that's that. Alright, really quickly, we got about a half hour away to Dynamite. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, on this Wednesday evening, April the 24th, 2024, got 6 days left of April before we begin the beautiful month of May. Hope everybody had a great day. It was nice and warm here in the Northeast. Rained a little bit, not too much. But now it's cooling way down, and tomorrow's going to be colder than today. It's going to be like 15 degrees colder than today. That sucks. But then maybe we'll get it might be 80 degrees by Monday. I hate this up and down weather. One day is up, one day is down, like my dick in your mom's ass. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It is what it is. Alright, move on. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, on this Wednesday evening, it is time for your NXT Spring Breakin' Night 1 review. Alright, so, NXT Spring Break, it is spring break for you kiddies out there. Got the whole week off. Lucky you. I thought you got spring break. Don't the kiddies get Easter break? But I know for you, all my Jewish fans out there, happy Passover, by the way. I thought Passover would be just around the same time as Easter, but sometimes it's later. But happy Passover to all my Jewish fans out there. Hope you have a great Passover week. And, yeah. And that's it. Alright, so NXT Spring Breakin last night. Pretty good. Had a few good matches. But the main event for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship, Ilya Dragunov, the NXT champion, defending for the third time against our good friend Trick Williams, and we'll see if Trick can win the big one and whoop that Trick. What? I like it. Come on. So let's see if Trick can win the belt, and if not, he is gone from NXT. So we're hoping and praying Trick wins the belt. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. So I'm going to run down the show. I'm not going to go all in, no pun intended, with the results. But I'm going to nitpick a few things. And then we're going to go right into Dynamite. And that's it. Alright, so as always, we're from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And we have the man with the creepy jacket and a lot of candy. And that's Vic Joseph. And the man who doesn't like him that much. If you heard his commentary, they were going at it. Especially with Lexus King Baron Corbin match we'll talk about in a minute. And that is the 6-time and 2-time Hall of Famer, the man who smokes more fucking weed than you do. And that's Booker T, sucker! Gonna do a spin-a-roni. No, I'm not gonna do it right now, but I can't even do it right now. My back is shattered, so I don't want to hurt myself even more. But you would like that, wouldn't you? Dumbasses! My pain is your worst nightmare. But I digress. Anyway, alright, so we got that. So we start off with the 3 general managers, where we have Nick Aldis on the TV screen, because he's in his office back home, he's with his hot fucking MILF of a wife, Mickie James. So he's in his office, obviously. He's not at the Capitol Wrestling Center. But Mr. Adam Pearce is there with the beautiful Ava Raine. They're talking about potentially stealing wrestlers from each other's brands, because we got the draft on Friday. And the rules came out today. So SmackDown is going to be 4 rounds, 16 picks. And SmackDown will be picking first. The champions are all protected, so they can't go anywhere. Roman and Seth Rollins, they're in the draft, so they can be picked. So Cody could go anywhere, really. And Cody might be the number 1 pick. I hope not. I'm hoping Roman's the number 1 pick like it was last year. But thinking this year, Cody's going to be number 1. Obviously, he's going to SmackDown with the World Heavyweight, the undisputed WWE title. So we got that, so there might be a bidding war for Roman later on. Hopefully not, we don't get there. But, you have to put Roman number 1. Come on, acknowledge him. But we move on. Move on with that. So we got that. So, the first round's night 1 of the draft is SmackDown getting the first pick. And it's going to be 4 rounds, 16 picks. And then Monday Night Raw is going to be insane. I think it's 6 rounds and 24 picks. So 30 picks overall, I believe. I think it was 30 or 34. Or 30 or 40 picks. Crazy. So, Monday Night Raw, because it's 3 hours, we're going to have 6 rounds. 4 picks each round. So we got Raw, NXT, and SmackDown will all be represented on both nights. So a lot of people are going to be switching brands. And I don't know if there's going to be trades during the nights or during the week, because the rosters will be locked in right after Backlash, which is on Monday Night Raw. May 6th is going to be the new roster, pretty much, for basically all of this year. So we'll have to see what happens with that. The women's tag team champions, meaning Asuka and Kairi, they're going to be in the draft, so they can switch brands. So we'll see what happens with that. forgot what the other rules are. But I think, yeah, no, SmackDown gets the first pick on Friday. Raw gets the first pick on Monday. I think there's one more rule, and I can't think of it right now, but should be an exciting draft. And like I said, it's gonna end on Monday, and there might be a supplementary draft next week. Trades might be involved, I don't know. But the new rosters will begin on May 6th, Raw, and then the May 10th, May 10th SmackDown. So going forward into King and Queen of the Ring, we're going to have new rosters for NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. So major stars might be switching brands. But we'll see. We could see somebody like, Logan Paul's going to stay on SmackDown. I think the champions will stay on their brands. So, I mean, it makes no sense, though. But, yeah, I think it does make sense because Cody's pretty much going to stay on SmackDown with the belt. Damian Priest, Poppy Priest will stay on Raw. And then everybody else who has a belt pretty much will stay. But then, they're saying that the women's tag team champions can go on any brand. So, we can see Asuka and Kairi back in NXT. So, maybe the return of the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Or they'll just call it the Women's Tag Team Champions, and people from NXT will win it, but I don't know. It's going to be an exciting time. Let's just say that. Let me move on. Alright, so we see the three general managers trying to potentially steal wrestlers from each other. So we'll talk about that Friday on SmackDown. But first, we go to our first match of Spring Breakin' Night 1 for the NXT Women's Championship. We got the beautiful AJ Lee 2.0, otherwise known as Roxanne Perez, taking on the former champion, the lassie from Ireland, Layla Fakir. And then taking on the creepy girl, that's Tatum Paxley. It was a pretty decent match to start. Back and forth they went. Lyra still, kind of nursing that bad arm. And, Roxy was targeting it most of the match. Tatum, trying her best to shock the world and win. So Tatum sends Roxy to the outside, then hits something like the Page Turner, made famous by that girl named Paige, on Myra, goes up top, hits a 450 splash, which the fans went, "What?" That was impressive. I actually liked it. I was like, what? Golf clap. She goes for the pin, but Roxy comes in and flips over Tatum to pin her 1, 2, 3 to retain the title in exactly 12 minutes. Match up was good, 3.25 out of 5 stars. Roxy is still the champ, but for how long? Because there's lots of rumors that Roxy might be coming up to the main roster in the draft, and she's going to have to either vacate the belt and we get another stupid goddamn tournament for the NXT Women's Championship, or she holds it, then loses it. Excuse me. We got that. And on the men's side, if Ilya wins the title, retains the title, he could probably vacate the title too, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But pretty good match to start the show, and that's it. Alright, after that, we get various stars and fans making their predictions for Ilya Dragunov and Trick. Most of the roster are picking Trick. There's a select few, like Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, picking Ilya Dragunov. I was say heels, but, it is what it is. So we got that. Then we go to the resident crazy bitch, Thea Hale, so ready to take out the lovely Casey Jane next week. So they're in the locker room, and then we see Jada Parker. She's kind of sick and tired of hearing from Fallon, "Don't call me Don Henley." Kaylani Jordan is also there, and a couple of other girls I didn't even know who they were. So Fallon and Jada start arguing. We almost get a cat fight, and then we get a match later on with them. No, they really couldn't care less. So we got that, and then later on we hear from the beautiful JC Jane with the even hotter Jasmine Nix. Woo! Smokehead hot. And basically JC says that she's gonna basically end Thea's hopes and dreams and beat her ass. And that's it. Alright, so I gave that little tussle in the women's locker room 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video for a new tag team coming, debuting next week. We didn't get their names, because I don't think they didn't put the graphic on there, but they're a big-time powerhouse team from NXT Level Up, and their names are Tyson DuPont, or I guess it's DuPont, and Tyreek Igwe, or Igwe, if you're German. Igwe. No, not Ingve Malmsteen, the great guitar player that he is. Ingve plays that electric twanger. Ooh. Gonna play loud, he's gonna play fast, his name is Ingve. That man can really play that electric twanger. And if you haven't heard his stuff with Sabotage and his solo stuff, you are missing out. Man, he went back in the day. I wanted so bad to have like Ingve, Eddie Van Halen, and Zach Wilde to do like a fucking collab album, or at least a collab song. And with Dimebag too at the time, when they were all alive. Well, Dimebag was alive and Eddie was alive. I would have loved that. And Randy Rhoads, if he didn't die in 82, 83. That would have been a mega fucking album. But even then, even after Randy Rhoads sadly passed away in 82, 83, you had Eddie Van Halen, a virtuoso. Then you had Ingve, who like nobody knew. And then Zach Wilde comes to the scene in like 1988 with Ozzy. And then Dimebag comes around the same time frame. I mean, that would have been an epic fucking collab. And with the other guitar virtuosos that were around, like George Lynch and, can't think of anybody else, Paul Gilbert, and, Nunu Betancourt from Extreme. There were a lot of great guitar players back then, and even now. Chris Howarth and Randy Weitzel, anyone? Well, I'm just saying. Because, it's in this moment. But we get that. But we move on. Alright, so yeah, Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe are going to be debuting next week on the program. So, I mean, we see this segment, I'm like, who are you? Ah! What's your names? Who are you guys? I didn't know, we didn't even get their names. There was no graphic. They just like, we're going to debut next week. I was like, okay, who are you guys again? Where are you guys from? You're just two guys from the Performance Center? I thought there were 2 guys from the NIL. I think they were, but I'm not even sure. But at first I thought they were Devon's kids, but they're not. Devon's kids, I don't know where they work. I think they run TNA or they do something with AEW. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, then we have a return from the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus. And the lovely Ivy Nile, they're in the back talking to Kelly Kincaid about the main event, and they hope that Trick wins. But they're not sure. Though, I think it was Brutus that wants, like, Ilya to win, but he's like, I don't know. But we got that. Let me move on. Alright, then we go to a 6-man tag team match with Catchpoint 3.0, Damon Kemp, Miles Bourne, the Waterboy, and the Heritage Cup champion, Mr. Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey, as they take on La Familia. And here he is, my friends, by popular demand. Here he comes. Hey, Gus! Get in here, paisa! Hey! That's my cousin. He's my cousin, ladies and gentlemen. My legit, real-life cousin. I'm not making that up. No cap. My cousin, Tony D'Angelo. Get you a nice chicken bomb hero. Nice little Italian meal, You want to go out tonight? You want to go out for the weekend? You call my cousin, Tony D. He gets you Well, for me, I get a nice full-course meal for, you know how much? $2! $2! For you, $25. Family gets a discount. You don't. But yeah, anyway, my cousin Tony D'Angelo, and he teams up with the consigliere, the Mr. Lawyer himself, and he actually has a website. I'm not lying. It's crazy. He has an actual website, and you can get legal advice from the guy. Luca Cusafino, whose real name is Roman. His real name is Roman, I'm not joking. I was like, what? And he's a legit lawyer. He has a website. So if you want legal advice, hey, you know, he's Italian. Go on Luca Cusafino's website. Just Google it and you can find it. Yeah. And it probably will charge you money, but for, you know, a fellow Italian paisan like me, probably don't charge me much. Maybe $2. I don't know, but anyway, he teams up with. Oh, by the way, Luca Cusafino's office is on the second floor. His name is Luca. He works on the second floor. He works downstairs from you. If you don't know Suzanne Vega's hit song Luca and that reference, then you have no life. And you can't debate me on fucking music. Because I'm a former college DJ. But I know more metal than you do. That's a fucking fact. So if you want to debate me on metal, let's go. But I have no time to debate losers that don't know anything, so. But you can try. But it is what it is, and that's it. Alright, so Channing Stacks Lorenzo is also there with the beautiful Adriana Rizzo. Alright, so this match happens, and, not a great match, per se, but, ends with La Familia getting the win after my cousin, Tony D, just spikes Mr. Ego's son Charlie Dempsey with a mean old spine buster. 1, 2, 3 in 11 minutes. La Familia get the win. And then afterwards, pretty much, Tony D, my cousin, tells Charlie Dempsey, I want that cup! Not the Stanley Cup, but the Heritage Cup. I would love for Tony D to win that. Not that he needs it, but it'd be nice. His second actual major thing, but. So he had the tag team titles, and now he wants the Heritage Cup, which really isn't a title, but it's a stupid little trinket cup. But it is what it is. It needs to be with the family. Because, you know, Catch Point pretty much owes a debt to him. So, pay up, bitches. That's that. Alright, after that, we go to Baron Snorbin Corbin doing a photo shoot. Or some kind, and I thought it was like a botched interview because the camera's like, playing around with his camera. We're like, what are you doing? Then he's like talking to him about Baron. It's gonna be Breaker going to the main roster, and you know Baron's all happy for him, blah blah blah. And then Lexus King comes in and gives Baron a farewell present for him, and Cobra's like, well, I'm not leaving NXT yet. But Lexus thinks, how about I attach myself to someone younger and better looking? Well, actually, Corbin should, you know, better team up with him. You know, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, and then we get a match out of that. I was like, oh, that's corny. I get a 2.25 out of 5 stars. After that, we go to Jada Parker with the rest of OTM out the mud. There's Reggie and the Breakin Gangsters. You know, Lucius Price and, the other guy. Well, I just call them the Breakin Gangsters. So, she takes on Fallon, don't call me Don Henley. And, boring as fuck match. 4.5 minutes suckfest, basically. And Jada Parker gets the win after, knocking Fallon, throat first onto the ropes. Then hits that sexy hip check. 1, 2, 3, she gets the win. In the match, I didn't really give 2 fucks about, but I gave it 2.25 anyway, out of 5, and that's that. Alright, then, like I said, JC Jane and the lovely Jasmine Nix not happy with Thea Hale for the lack of gratefulness. And JC's gonna end Thea next week on night 2 of Spring Breakin. I don't think so. I think Thea's gonna pick up the win eventually, but we'll see. Alright. Then we see Lola Vices. Oh yes, shake that ass. She's all ready to beat the fuck out of Natalia, and we're gonna get that contract signed in a minute. And then we see JD McDumbfuck. Why are you there? He picks Ilya Dragunov, obviously, because he's heel. And then British Strong Style, Tyler Bate, the man with big quads, and Pete fucking Dunne, the Bruiserweight. They come in and they kind of split on the who's gonna win. That's great to see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate back in NXT. Mostly everybody that was on the show yesterday was pretty much from NXT. We got that. Alright, then we go to the contract signing between Natalia and Lola Vice for the first ever NXT Women's Underground match next week. That's gonna be barbaric. Alright, so we got like the rookies or performance center talent around the ring. No table, interesting. We got a podium, and then we got chairs. So Natalia comes out with her trainer, Carmen Petrovich, and Lola Vice just shakes her ass down to the ring with nobody. Natalia signs, and then Lola signs, and Lola promises to break her next week. He says, I might shake my ass, but I can kick your ass too. Pretty much. Look at that. And then Natalia promises to tap her out next week. And she's like, well, who's your trainer? And Lola's like, thank you for asking there, Natalia. And she's like, well, since I'm an MMA fighter, I might as well bring out one of the best MMA fighters around back then. And I was like, nah, it can't be Ronda. Obviously, it's not. So out comes I called it about a week or two ago. Shayna Baszler comes out, and then there's some threats. Issued. Carmen Petrovich knocks Shayna the fuck out. I was like, what? So you let Carmen Petrovich, I don't even know if she's Russian, but you let her knock you the fuck out? She got kicked in the head, and this is Shayna. And he fell. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, really? And then we get a big old cat fight! And then, I think it was Natalia, picked up Lola and threw her out of the ring onto a bunch of guys. Oh, lucky guys, you sons of bitches, perverts. Don't touch her. It's my chick. But I digress. So we're gonna see what happens next week in the first ever NXT Underground match. Should be brutal. We got that. Alright, then we see the final testament of the Authors of Pain, A-Kid and Razor. They promise violence and to get the tag team belts from A-Kid and Ben Frazier, who are in the back with a bunch of other people. I don't even know who cared. Even Sanofi breaks a mirror. Oh, that's bad luck. Not that you had any luck anyway. Fucking jobbers. But then the Good Brothers come in, say they don't like the teams coming in to try to take the belts. So they want the belts, so we'll see what happens with that. And next week on the program we got the Authors of Pain going for the tag team belts against Ben Frazier and A-Kid. I think we're gonna get a title change. I don't know, I think it's A-Kid and Ben Frazier's first defense, so I think they're gonna retain. But they might be transitional champs. I don't know. We'll move on. Also, we had a segment with Shawn Spears pushing Ridge Holland towards violence. But Ridge is like, nope, I'm not going to do it. But we'll see. Really, Shawn Spears is basically like an agent now. He's not really doing much. He's there. Alright, then we had Sol Ruka, the resident surfer girl, taking on Blair Davenport in a beach brawl match. Basically a weapons match, but with, inner tubes and a picnic bench, weirdness, beach balls. I'm like, that's not hardcore. But anyway, they go on the railing. Just do something here. Hold on. So they go on the railing, and then they go through the picnic table. That was nice. And, the fans are like, yeah, that's great. But in the end, Sol Ruka hits probably one of the most sickest soul snatchers, that flipping, that run up the ropes Gilmore cutter. But she hit a springboard version of it. I was like, wow. Booker T's like, oh my god! Oh yeah, man! I marked out and I was like, wow! Randy Orton, eat your heart out. I'm stealing that move there, Sol Ruka. I'm stealing it. But I'm going to make it even better. You might have hit that on the surfboard. Try doing that on a plate glass window. Or any type of, anything, basically. I'm stealing it. I might be retired, but I have one match. I have one good run left in me. So, you never know. I could steal that fucking move and make it way sicker than what it looks. But Sol Ruka gets the win in 10.5 minutes. Match is great. That's that. Then we see Trick Willie Shamon talking to his mama on the phone. Seems to be going through some medical issues, so hopefully Trick Willie's mama gets better. And then Johnny Gargano comes in to give him a pep talk. That. Then we go to Metaphor. The nice people of Metaphor. Noam Dar, Ora Mensa, and the Ebony Hotties. Jakarta, Miss Jackson if you're nasty. And, oops, sorry. I'm going to put on AEW because it's about to go on. And why is my TV not doing what I want it to do? There we go. Okay, so we're going to do a little live looking for Dynamite in a minute. Alright, so, Jakarta, Miss Jackson if you're nasty, and Lash Legend, get shit done, driving crazy. They're on a road trip to a recent NXT live event in Florida. That'd be a nice ride. No pun intended. Anyway, alright, then we go to Baron Stormy Corbin and Lexis King. It was an match, and, I can't believe I'm saying this. Lexis King pins Baron Corbin? What? 5.5 minutes, and after a referee we almost get a ref bump, and then Lexis hits Baron Corbin in his nutsack, and he hits the coronation for the win. So it was like, this is bullshit. Baron Corbin losing to Brian Pillman Jr. That wasn't on my scorecard. Look at that. Alright, then we have a bunch of main roster guys. We have Johnny Gargano coming to the ring, the Creed brothers, and an Ivy sitting down behind commentary. Look at that. Alright, so Dynamite has just started, and it opens up from a video from earlier today with the new AEW Tag Team Champions, and still your AEW Continental Breakfast Champion, the elite of the corporate bucks. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, they're there with Okada. They came out of a black car. Then another black car comes in, and Jack Perry's here. Oh shit! Hi, Jack. Jack. So the new elite, now a 4-person faction. And now AEW security's coming and saying, "Hey Jack, you don't work here," and about to arrest him. And then the Bucks are like telling the AEW security guards, "Hey, hands off the merchandise. Jack's with us." So I think it's a handshake deal. There's a contract for Jack Perry somehow. So we got that. So Jack Perry is back in AEW per the Young Bucks, the EVPs. We get that. Now we're inside Daly's place. We are live from Daly's place, and we start off with, freshly squeezed orange juice. Mr. Orange Cassidy's coming out to do something. Where is he? He's in the back. Oh, he gets knocked the fuck out. Oh, and his shirt is ripped. Oh, Trent just whipped his ass. Oh, man. Trent just threw him through the... Well, there's like a little opening in the set with stages. And like, Orange Cassidy's shirt's all ripped up. Trent's beating the fuck out of him. On the stairs and then on the ramp to the ring. Man, this feud is just going crazy. And we're supposed to hear from Chucky T to see where his allegiance lies. So, we got that. But Trent is beating the fuck out of him right now. And now he wants the mic. Give him the mic! Give him the fucking mic! As, Scott Steiner would say. We got that. Alright. We're gonna finish up real quick with the, NXT results. Alright, so we got a video on Trick and Ilya. It was very nice. Then we get our what's coming up next week on the matches. We get that NXT Underground match. I think it's gonna be the main event, but we'll see. Alright, then we have Ilya with an interview with Kelly Kincaid. He's ready, and he runs into Poppy Priest. Damian Priest wishes him luck. Then he's talking to Sarah Schreiber. And he's like, how you doing? Are you married there, Damian Priest? Or are you still a single man? I don't know. He's a champ. He can get all the chicks he wants. But don't steal my gimmick. Like certain other people have done. You know, I stole it from Adam Cole. No, really, Adam Cole stole it from me. But I allowed it. And then I re-stole it with the whole suck my dick gimmick. But it is what it is. Trent is really, really laying into Chucky T. He's like, we gave everything to him! It's like, he is not our friend anymore! And the fans are booing him. Chucky's like, I don't know. It's like looking down at Cassidy's broken body. I'm surprised it's not busted wide open. There's like a sweet chant. Chucky too sweet. I don't know. And Trent's like, I care about you. I'm your friend. I love you, man. Please join me. Turn heel. Do the right thing! Be a man, Hogan! No, he doesn't say be a man. Now he's throwing his arms up about to give him that big hug. Give the fans what they want. Let's see if Chucky T turns heel, and I don't think he is. He's about to do it, and... no. He just stares at Orange Cassidy. He has the mic. And he hits Trent with the mic, so... he's staying loyal to Orange Cassidy, so he's not your friend anymore, Trent. So, Trent, you're going to need some new friends. I don't know whose new friend is going to be, but... so, Chucky T's kind of promo. So, I play it, but I don't want to get copyrighted by Mr. Tony Khan, so we got that. So, Chucky T has challenged Trent to a parking lot brawl. Oh boy. We remember those in AEW, bloody as fuck. So, looks like we're gonna get it. Tonight, maybe. So, Chucky T sides with Orange Cassidy, turns and really doesn't turn on, well, kind of turns on Trent, and challenges him to a parking lot brawl match. That I don't know when that's gonna be. We got that. That was an interesting start. So we got that. Now we got almost clean shaven Jon Moxley, the IWGP champion, hyping up his match with powerhouse Will Hobbs later on. Here you go. Freaking Moxley with a big old shiny bald head. And it looked like he shaved over the weekend. Because his beard is beard. Kind of looks like my beard a little bit. You can't see it fully, but getting there. Coming back. So, my beard comes in pretty, when I don't shave it for a while, it comes in thick. I mean, some of you guys, if you watch my old videos from like about a couple years ago, my beard was like full beard. Because you know why? Because I'm a man. I'm over 40. Got a beard. Some of you haven't grown a beard yet. Or haven't shaved your beard because you look like a fucking rat half the time, but I digress. But, yeah, Moxley looking, clean shaven, looks like Mr. Clean. And the beard is a little bit lighter. And Moxley's like, oh, tonight's gonna be a walk through hell, march through mud and fire, slings and arrows. Shit. Like, what are you talking about? We're gonna go Game of Thrones. We're gonna have Tyrion and John's, Ned Stark coming out. Jon Snow is gonna come out with what's her name, Daenerys, the Queen of the Dragons. Like, what's next? Freaking the Lannisters come out. Come on. I miss Game of Thrones. I do. But Swerve's here. Should I? I'll do it anyway. I don't care. Let's do it. We're doing this live on pre-recorded, but I'm doing it live. Come on. There you go. Swerve, the new champ, is here. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. I love it. Swerve. Amazing. Alright, speaking of champions that are black, Swerve is the latest black band to win a world title. So we're gonna see if Trick Williams, Trick Willie, Shambone, whoop that trick. What? Whoop that trick. I like it. Whoop that trick. Oh yeah, man. Okay. Booker T needs to calm down. But Trick, Ilya, Dragunov 3 for the NXT title. If Trick loses, he is gone from NXT. So, get the big match intros. This match was great. Back and forth they went. They go to the outside. Trick puts Ilya through the announce table. Fans were going berserk. And by the way, Swerve is taking on Kyle Fletcher right now in the first match of the night. 10 minutes in. So we had a quickie segment with Trent, Orange Cassidy, and Chucky T. Then we had Moxley's little promo, which lasts like about 2 minutes. Now we have Kyle Fletcher of the Doghouse family, the Ring of Honor TV champion, taking on the AEW World Champion, Swerve. I don't think it's for the belt. I just think it's just a match. But should be an interesting match between two guys, Two good guys. Doghouse whispering in his ear. So I guess he's going on commentary to bore us half to death. Swerve's going to win this match. Easy. It might be a little bit tough, but... So we're going to see what happens with Swerve and his first challenger with the belt's going to be. Might be a rematch with Joe. Might be somebody else. I still think the Hangman, Adam Page, is going to come back pretty much in the next couple weeks to challenge Swerve, and it's going to be like that fifth match. Why? I know it's now you got a lot of stake now with the world title on the line. Their last match was to face Samoa Joe at Revolution, which ended in a draw, and then that match became a three-way, and Joe pinned Adam Page to retain the belt, and Swerve got all mad. But eventually Swerve became the number one contender again, got his match at Dynasty and beat Joe. Now he's a champ, so Hangman is eventually going to come back soon I would think. And now we're gonna have another match. And this better end this long feud between them. I mean, they basically almost killed each other at Full Gear last year, that freaking bloody as fuck match. Then the fourth match was that match that led to Revolution. Now they're gonna have a fifth match, most likely. I'm like, what can you do? I'll tell you what we can do. Cage? Can't get any more hardcore than a cage. Well, the match at Full Gear was basically, you know, a lights out match. It was just hardcore to the bone. I mean, what can you do for basically a final / send off match? Obviously, Swerve's gonna win. Because you want to see, as much as a lot of people want to see the Hangman win the belt again, Swerve just won it. So, Swerve's going to hold it till probably All In, where he loses it to Ocean Spray in his home country of England. And Ocean Spray's going to freaking go berserk with that belt, maybe a year at least. Look at that. We got a Casino Gauntlet match tonight. Now, I don't know what that's for. Maybe for one of the belts. I don't know. Don't care. But we got Mina Shirakawa tonight. That's worth the price of my watching. And we got that. Alright, let me finish this off, and I'm gonna get out of here. Alright, so Trick hits a rock bottom through the table. And then Dragunov drops him again inside the ring. Hits not one, not two, but 3 H-bombs back to back to back, and Trick kicked out every single time. Trick really wanted to win, and then the fans are going berserk. I'm marking the hell out watching this fucking match. Then they go to the neutral corners, and they're eyeing each other up. It feels like the ending of Danielson and Ocean Spray when they went at it, and Ocean Spray hit the hidden blade to knock Danielson the fuck out. Then he hit the Storm Driver 93, which then sorta injured Danielson. Then he hit the hidden blade after that to get the win. But so they're sizing each other up, and they go at each other. Trick hits the trick shot, that running knee strike, almost like a V-trigger, and hits Ilya. And goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Trick Willie Shamon! He is the new NXT World Heavyweight Champion. Another African-American black man champion in wrestling. I think it's the 9th champ. I lost count. But he is the NXT World Champion. And I hope he has a long reign with it. And they don't transition him. I really don't. I like Trick to hold it till after Heatwave, which is in August. I like the whole year. I hope he holds it, but we'll see. I don't even know who his first opponent's going to be. I guess we'll find out next week or maybe the following week as we get to Battleground. What's going to happen with that? But Trick Willie Shamon, he is the new champ. Match was great, and that ends the show as Trick celebrates with the fans, and that's it. So, a pretty damn good NXT, and I gave it 7.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you motherfuckers thought of the show in the comment section down below. Be respectful and don't be assholes, because any stupid comments go bye-bye, and you go bye-bye too. And that's it. So, once again, 7.5 out of 10 stars for NXT, and that's it. Alright, I'm going to finish watching the rest of Dynamite, and hopefully later tonight, if I don't get tired by then, because I'm very tired from today, with work and everything else I had to do, hopefully later tonight, right here on the channel, your AEW Dynamite review for Homecoming. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your Kokute. And if you're not down with that, that's too goddamn bad. He goes, me? the Prophecy, the Purge, and everybody else that's way better than you, and you know it. Not down with all that. Sorry, but we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! That's it. Until next time.